You're a jerk. Hello everybody, ztrot here, and welcome back to the Catch the Beat World Cup 2015 continued coverage. This is going to be our quarterfinals recap. Today we're going to be going over all the information that has went so far with the quarterfinals as we get closer to the end game with our semifinal matches starting at the beginning of this weekend. I have with me Tasha and Deadbeat. How are you guys doing?
We're both pretty tired, I think.
Yeah, I definitely would say tired.
Alright guys, well let's make sure that we're not here too long. We'll go ahead and go over all this real fast. First off, we're going to go over the ban information. So this weekend was actually last weekend was really exciting. There was a lot of really big plays, but let's go over the ban statistics and see what actually got banned and played the most here.
Alright, so for the bans, we have Paradise Cage, which was a Hard Rock pick. It got banned 5 times. Knowing Short Version, which was a hidden pick, also got banned 5 times. Utopiosphere, which was a Hard Rock pick, banned 5 times. And quite often, one of the maps that people really did struggle with when it did get picked. There was Gurren no Yumiya, which was a no-mod pick, was banned 4 times. And there was a Rock and Roll Nan Desu no, which was a hidden pick that got banned 3 times. Everything else was banned 2 or less.
It's kind of, I've always found it quite funny that Utopiosphere got banned 5 times, as I think it was one of the first maps that actually got picked. Like, I'm pretty sure it was in the first match.
It very well could have been.
With what we saw, like with people that were failing on that map during the matches, like I can understand why it was banned as many times as it was.
Yeah, there we go. It was the 4th pick in the entire weekend matches.
What I didn't really understand is why Oni Kanjo didn't get banned nearly as much.
That map, yeah, I thought that one was the one that was banned a lot for some reason. That was the one that was like the Hard Rock pick everyone was like really struggling with throughout the week.
That was brutal.
We saw more tanks on that map than we've seen in, I'd like to say, quite a few different World Cups.
Yeah, I think in the Russia versus United States match, we had 3 different people fail the map.
Yeah, I mean, there was times where there was 4, and reviving on that map is just murder.
Yeah, and we saw so many people like fail right at the very end of it too.
Don't think it was that one because I don't think it was picked in that match actually.
Mm.
Oh no, wait, there it is. Yeah, 3 fails. My bad.
Okay. Well, anyways, though, aside from that map, as we'll probably have a little bit more to talk about that in just a moment, let's go over the maps that were actually played the most as well, Tasha.
Alright, so for the picks, we had Cutie Panther, which was a no-mod pick, picked 6 times. Electric Angel, which was a double-time pick, also picked 6 times. Artcore Jinja, which was a no-mod, picked 5 times. Oni Kanojo, Hard Rock picked 5 times. Pon Pon Pon, which was a double-time pick, picked 5 times. And Renatus, which was a no-mod pick that was also picked 5 times.
I am actually quite happy to see Renatus get that much attention. I really am.
I was kind of happy about that too. I mean, that was the NBC that I was actually kind of taking part in and helping people, like, you know, get things going, I guess. So, like, also it was in one of the multi-mode contests, the only one we actually had where there was all 4 modes participating. So it was really nice to see that there was a little bit of showcasing of that map during the CWC.
I think the most interesting thing was the fact that Cutie Panther was by far the most popular map. It was picked just as many times as Electric Angel, but I would say it was a lot more popular. If it wasn't being picked, the chat was going crazy to see it. It was actually insane.
Yeah, I know we saw that map quite a few times just from the results, but I mean, I guess it's a pretty popular song in general. I guess a lot of people like the song. I don't really know what to say.
We actually saw some pretty impressive plays on it.
A lot of the songs during this quarterfinal round had a lot of impressive plays. I mean, I remember a couple of them getting top 15. I think one of them actually got like 11 or 7 on one of them. I can't remember the actual maps, which is kind of bad, but a lot of stuff goes on, so it's kind of hard to keep track of all that.
Yeah, it's always kind of impressive when the players are actually getting like top scores during these matches. Not the warm-ups, but during the actual match.
Actually, I do have an interesting little stat for you guys. Out of all the 6 maps that I did mention as the most picked, only one of those actually saw a ban, and that was Renatus. Every other map that was in the top 6 did not see a ban at all. including like Cutie Panther.
I'm really surprised Cutie Panther didn't C-ban. Everybody was playing it. You'd think they'd be like, no, we don't want anybody playing on that.
But clearly a popular pick, so, I guess everyone was really practicing that map, or it wasn't as hard of a map compared to the other ones.
Yeah, and it might have just been fun to practice, too.
It did look like a pretty fun map.
Alright, well, with the map picks out of the way, we could actually start going into some of the match results real quick. And our first match that we'll go over was Argentina versus Australia. Now, Argentina won this out, but it wasn't a very easy fight to begin with. As the first map that was picked was Cutie Panther, and Australia definitely had the win there. And then
Can I just quickly say something?
Yeah, go for it.
That first match with Cutie Panther was amazing.
Oh yeah, it was definitely amazing.
Yeah, Zebrage bought the hype so badly there. It was actually amazing.
I did not realize that the map was that long. I totally thought it was over, and then it wasn't. There was so much more to go. I'm like, oh, they've taken the lead. They've taken the lead. Oh, wait, there's a whole lot of map left.
Oh, we're only halfway through.
Yeah, and then we come to our very interesting match there, which is Onikanjo, and
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like all of Australia failed on that one, which was not good for them.
That map was really brutal to watch. Like, what was it? HP Drain 10, I think it was, with the Hard Rock?
More or less.
Like, if you missed, for people who don't really know how brutal that is, during the spinners, you would lose somewhere between a quarter to half your health, just from the spinners. If you missed twice, you were in big trouble.
Mm-hmm. And then, Australia kind of pulled it back with Artcore Jinja, but then was, rebutted again by Argentina with
Utopia
Sphere. Yeah, sorry about that. I always want to say that different than what it is, but it's totally Utopia Sphere. And then they began to kind of have a back and forth battle here as Australia won Renatus. And then it really just kind of went downhill for Australia as Argentina kind of got their act together and just decisively went through Panda Hero, Romantic Hero, and Pon, taking the win there for that match.
Yeah, so that one ended up as 5-3 to Australia. And then after that we had Hong Kong versus Taiwan.
Mm-hmm. You want to go over that one, Deadbeat?
I don't really think that one was as close. I mean, the score was 5-2 in favor of Taiwan. But, like, some of the scores were quite decisive.
It definitely looks like, browsing through it here, they definitely had the advantage there. There wasn't really much hope in terms of them being able to take that.
I think the most impressive thing was the match with Cutie Panther. That one, I will say, was really close.
That one brought out a lot. Cutie Panther as a map in general brought out a lot of really close ones. With Italy versus Netherlands, unfortunately, there's not a really big amount of notoriety we could really pull out there. Netherlands really just kind of pulled out all the stops there and definitely took that victory. And then the interesting match, this one was another 3-5. Definitely did not know who the victory was going to go to right away, but the Russian Federation versus United States. Now we can kind of get into this match history a little bit more. So let's see. They started off here with Deep Sea for the actual first map that was played, and the United States took that win. And then Onikanjo, the United States did not have a very good time. Yet again, 3 people failing, one on the Russian Federation side, Spider Yoba, I do believe. And that kind of put the U.S. there at a disadvantage. They did win the next one, which was Electric Angel. And they also won Thieves Night Trick. But then they got to the double time picks again. And they did not win on Pon. They lost that one. But it was 3 million points. It's kind of close. Definitely when you've got those high combos like that can be cut down pretty quick. And then where stuff got really tense there for a little bit. But then Endless Tears, they won on that as well. And they won on Cutie Panther, which was actually a very impressive play by Storm. I do believe he full comboed.
Yeah, he actually did. 92.92 accuracy, like 111 million points just by himself.
Yeah, and then the match finished out with Higan Ritor, and the United States won that by 4 million points, and that was the decisive wins for that. And ultimately, let's recap real quick. Argentina versus Australia, 5-3. Hong Kong versus Taiwan, 2-5. Italy versus Netherlands, 1-5. And Russian Federation versus the United States, 3-5.
I just want to throw this in there really quick. During that match, I think Storm was probably the MVP for that match because he consistently performed well on every single map that was really played in that pool. And I don't know if you took a look at the warm-up results. They're not as important, but he actually got a really good score during the warm-up. He had like a 2,229 combo on a song that has like, I think only like 20 more notes than his max combo there. He almost got a full combo on like a really difficult song during the warm-up. And like just in general, throughout the match, he played so well. I mean, his score on Endless Tears was almost best in his team. Zach performed a bit better than him there. And then on Cutie Panther, I think he actually got a full combo. So, I mean, just overall really impressive. So congrats to Storm.
Yeah, the other thing I wanted to say was not necessarily this match, but I'm actually surprised at how well the Netherlands are doing. They've actually been doing really well lately. Like, I think so far they're the only team to get a point of South Korea, and the teams that they've gone up against, aside from them, they've just rolled over.
Yeah,
they're
that's
actually
very
looking
true.
pretty strong.
All right, so Deadbeat, I'm going to go ahead and have you cover over all of Sunday's matches, the 24th. So just go into them the same way I did there, and we should be good.
Okay, so on Sunday the 24th, we had South Korea versus Malaysia. Honestly, there wasn't really much to cover here. It was the only real stomp we saw this weekend, with South Korea taking that one 5-0.
South Korea just being South Korea, really.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I mean, very nice plays from South Korea there, and Malaysia definitely gave it their all, but it's just, I believe that if it isn't just raw talent that's coming out of South Korea, it's definitely the fact that they probably practice quite a bit. I feel that they're probably some of the most diligent players we have in the game.
They're really scary, South Korea, and not just Catch the Beat, but in a lot of the game modes. They're crazy strong.
Yeah, and I chalk that up to lots of practice and probably a little bit of natural talent.
I feel like a lot of them are just like flat out way too powerful of a team for this tournament in comparison to most of the others. I mean, I think like everybody in their team is like top 20, if not like top 10.
Yeah, they're pretty ridiculous sometimes.
And I mean, they also have Exxon and Spectator, so you know.
Oh yeah, but I mean, as I was talking to ztrot, it's not just them. Like, yeah, they are really good players, but the other members of their team, like especially MJ, what was it, MJ and DJ or something like that? MJJ?
Yeah, 224 DJ and MJJ 741.
Yeah, they have been doing really well as well. Essentially, yeah, I've actually been watching some of them get better scores than Spectator. It's crazy how strong the entire team is, not just some of the individual players.
Actually, yeah, I just confirmed. I think everybody on their team is in top 20.
So yeah, they're a monster of a team.
So yeah, even though like Malaysia got completely stomped, I still think Malaysia probably did really good considering, because yeah.
Yeah, like I think they just got unlucky. As I was saying, I think if they hadn't gone up against South Korea, they might have got a win. It's quite hard to tell. Yeah, so after that one, we actually had China versus Germany, which actually went to China 5-2. It wasn't actually a bad match. It was actually quite a good one.
Now, China won first with Panda Hero as the first map, and then they, Germany won Panda Hero.
Yeah, Germany won Panda Hero, and then China won Electric Angel.
Yes, and then China managed to take the victory on Onikanjo as well.
Onikanjo, yeah. Again, we saw 3 players fail in that map. It shows no mercy at all.
And then the really scary part is look at the accuracy percentage on those fails, 99.66.
Yeah, they're not low. They are not low accuracies. They are really high. It's just the few misses they got.
4 misses made them fail. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, the misses that they got did not help at all. It's just not. It's one of those things we just cannot miss.
I almost feel like this pick shouldn't have been a hard rock pick during this map pool. I feel like it's just like, with that kind of HP drain, it's just too much for like a tournament, because it doesn't really give the players a chance if they do make a mistake, and doesn't really value their combo as much, I guess.
Yeah, there were very little places in that map to actually recover. There were a few, but not that many.
And not many enough to, like, if you're only missing 4 notes and you die and you can't revive, and you only miss 4, I'm sorry, that just fundamentally feels broken.
There are worse.
Yeah. Anyways, though, and yeah, it seems like they had a little bit of disconnect issue. This is one of the ones that got a little bit silly, but it looks like Germany ended up winning Renatus, and then China won Cutie Panther, but I think that was actually wrong, maybe?
No.
No?
Cutie Panther was, China won that one.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry. I know there was one of them, I can't remember what match it was, but one of them we had to go outside of the actual MP link and re-add the scores at some point.
I don't remember exactly which one that was, but just results-wise, we do know the end results of the match just posted on the wiki, so...
Yes. Yeah. Alright, sorry about that, Deadbeat. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, there wasn't really much else to say. It seemed like the matches that China got their victories on were pretty decisive. Like, they weren't exactly close. Like, some of the matches had, like, 20 million points, and that was almost double the other team.
Yeah.
It seemed like a pretty good win for China there, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And just speaking of China's players, Dusk was definitely the MVP of that match. I don't know if you guys looked at like his combos and his overall scores, but the Dusk was just amazing in that match. 100% on Cutie Panther too.
Yeah, that was really impressive to watch, actually. Like, I think we were actually watching at the end to see if he would drop his 100%, and no, he didn't.
I really wish I was there for those matches. I have to watch the VODs for them, because, yeah, things happened. I wasn't able to show up. I'm sad.
It's okay.
Trust me, one of the VODs is pretty silly. That's for sure.
Oh boy, why?
Well, one of the VODs is really silly because one of the players, I can't remember which one it was, but remember they were lagging out and we didn't know if they would win, and they ended up winning. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, that was really unfortunate.
Yeah, we had a few.
That was
runs
one
like
of the
that.
Italy. That was Italy, I believe it was.
Yeah, that very well could be Italy versus Netherlands on the 23rd. That's right.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was one of the matches I was there for. That actually happened while I was commentating with you guys.
Yeah, that was a bit ridiculous. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. That's right. You weren't here for the 24th. Whoopsies.
And just as a mention for like anyone that is listening to recap here, we really didn't like enjoy having to commentate the matches that were disconnects, but unfortunately it just does happen sometimes. We hope the rules change maybe a little bit for that so that it doesn't end up being as like one-sided, but we'll have to see.
All right, and then Deadbeat will move us forward with the France versus Indonesia match, which is actually a pretty close one. How about you go into detail on that?
This was definitely the best match of Sunday. Like, that was totally back and forth the entire time. Like, I don't even need to look at the recap to know what happened.
Yeah, I mean, France and Indonesia were trading blows pretty heavy.
If I remember correctly, this was actually the match when... Was it this match that an entire mod pool was banned out? Or was it... No, this was the one where they picked the entire double time.
Yeah.
I think France tried to pick the entire double time pool. And they got...
Because that's what they were winning on.
Yeah, and then they lost on Deep Sea, and then Indonesia... So that put Indonesia up to 4-3, and then Indonesia finished with, I can't actually remember, and won. But it was so close, because you just had no idea what was going to happen. Because essentially France was picking double time, which Indonesia couldn't really play, they were struggling. And Indonesia was retaliating with hidden, which France struggled with.
Yeah, and didn't France ban out 2 hidden picks, though?
Yes. They banned out 2 hidden picks, and Indonesia took a while to go to the hidden pick. I think the first 2 picks that you went with no mod. And then when they found out that they could win on the hidden, they're like, let's keep this going. I mean, they already banned out 2. Oh, they don't want to play it. We'll go for the other 2. So it was almost like easy wins for both teams.
And we'll wrap this one up with the Chile versus Poland match, which was a 2-5 in victory of Poland.
They're actually doing quite well as well. Like, I'm impressed with how well Poland is doing. They're a really good team.
It looks like at first, the first victory, if I'm not mistaken. With knowing short version, and then Oni Kancho, I'm sorry. This map popped up so much, but yet I just don't see why people would play it. And almost everybody, like, it's consistent too, like 2 to 3 misses. Yet these guys didn't die.
This was actually the only map. Sorry, just quickly. This is actually the only map that we saw knowing short version on, and it was actually quite close. Like, there was a difference of 861,000 points between both teams. It was like some of these results are really quite close. Like when you look at Oni Konojo, it was 34 million to 38.8 million. And then we have maps like Endless Tier, where you've got 86.7 million to 84.7 million. No, yeah, so there's like another 2 million score difference. And it's same with Artcore Ginger. It's some of these matches were really close. I feel like this one was actually a lot closer than it lets on.
And then you have decisive wins like Pan.
Yeah, I can't
which
deny
was
that one.
22 million. And
Yeah.
They wrapped it up with a pretty close one, though. Electric Angel was only a 4 million point difference, and really, if you have a high combo, that can be gained in moments.
Well, I mean, even like 10 million. Like 10 million can be gained within like a couple seconds towards like the end of the longer songs.
That is true, but I mean, considering the fact that this was a 5-2 match, when you actually look at the scores, it looks a lot closer than that. It really did.
Most definitely. All right, though, guys, that actually concludes all the matches that were set for the quarterfinals. We will begin streaming the next ones. Actually, go ahead, Debbie. You do it.
Yeah. Okay. So for this upcoming weekend, we will have the semi-finals for the losers bracket, part 1. So what's going to happen is we will first have France vs Taiwan at 1 p.m. UTC. We will then have Netherlands vs Malaysia at 2 p.m., Argentina vs Germany at 3 p.m., and then Chile vs United States at 4 p.m.
All UTC.
Now this is all UTC. Now this is where things get a little bit more in depth, I suppose is the way to put it. On Sunday, the 31st, we'll have Poland vs South Korea at 11 a.m. UTC, followed by Indonesia vs China at 12 p.m. UTC. From there on out, the remaining 2 matches are unknown. They completely rely on the results of Saturday. The only thing we can say is that they will be at 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. So all weekend matches are back to back. There is no breaks in between them.
Get hype.
Get hype!
And you guys will be able to find us where we always are. It'll be on the Twitch stream, OS Live. And remember, guys, Rhythm's only a click away. We hope you enjoyed the quarterfinals recap, and we'll see y'all real soon.
See you in the weekend.
See you guys later.